Coming up on UTRGV TV, we learn from officials on how UTRGV prepares for floods when hurricanes or thunderstorms strike. UTRGV Campus Connector shuttles are facing problems dropping off and picking up students at the Brownsville campus. Texas lawmakers vote on raising the age of purchasing tobacco to 21, and we find out how sustainable the Edinburgh campus really is. Plus, a recent study finds Latinos underrepresented in the film industry, and we say goodbye to the now former executive director of the B3 Institute. We have all this and much more. UTRGV TV starts now. Thank you for joining us on this week's edition of UTRGV TV. I'm Nathaniel Puente. The Rio Grande Valley faces massive flooding when a thunderstorm or hurricane strikes. We learn from officials how UTRGV prepares for these events. Here's this week's top story. Hurricane season is in its stride. Tropical storms, flooding, and hurricanes are a threat to everyone living on the coast. Although the deadly Hurricane Dorian and Tropical Storm Ferdinand spared the RGV, the next cyclone might not, and UTRGV must have procedures in place for such an event.
Inclement weather is something we take very seriously.
Housing coordinator Sergio Martinez tells us the preparation that goes into keeping residents safe during an emergency.
So what we typically do on our end for housing, first off, is make sure we identify which students, in case of inclement weather, or in this case a hurricane, would need housing and transportation to an off-site location.
The housing department works diligently to ensure the safety of residents on campus. They coordinate with the emergency preparedness department to determine the best scenario for everyone involved.
Safety is our top priority. We want to make sure all our students are comfortable and safe.
Residents at the village apartments need to be prepared when flooding or other disasters hit.
We have had some serious flooding issues, but for the most part, once the sandbags are there, nothing really comes into the apartments themselves.
My advice to our residents would be to be aware of our protocols so they're not worried in times of an emergency, as well as put valuable items in a safe place.
Although natural disasters can be uncertain and scary, the Housing Department and Office of Emergency Preparedness have students' best interest in mind. Hurricane Dorian swept through the Bahamas this past week, leaving a death toll of more than 30 individuals, and that number is expected to rise. Additionally, Dorian's devastation in the Bahamas has destroyed homes and businesses, toppled trees, flooded streets, and left thousands without electricity. This video comes to us from a resident in Freeport, Grande, Bahama. With winds reaching a speed of 185 miles per hour, it is the worst storm the islands have ever experienced and is expected to have an impact on its thriving tourism economy. If you'd like to donate to relief efforts, you can visit charitynavigator.org and search for Hurricane Dorian to find a list of reputable charities. UTRGV Campus Connector shuttles are experiencing problems transporting students to and from the Brownsville campus. Reporter Verilu Infante has more on the story.
Students and staff at UTRGV have the opportunity to travel to and from 3 different campus locations, Brownsville, Harlingen, and Edinburgh, using the Campus Connector shuttles free of charge. Since the shuttles carry dozens of students and staff on a daily basis, it is important that the process of dropping off and picking up students is as organized as possible. Unfortunately, on the Brownsville campus, the shuttles have trouble parking at its designated stop due to the amount of cars waiting to pick up or drop off students.
Arriving at the Edinburgh campus, it was pretty chill. I mean, no problems there, Arriving at the Brownsville campus was really weird. It was really packed. There was just so many cars. It's so clogged here.
Luckily, Transportation Director Gabriel Zuniga states though there isn't much that can be done to fix the problem now, things are being done for a solution in the near future.
Well, we are working on that. Last year we did apply for a grant to build these huge canopies, one in each main campus, Brownsville, Harlingen, and Edinburgh. And we just got the go-ahead to actually move forward with that program. So within maybe the next year or so, maybe less, we should be able to finish that up. And so we'll move away our bus operations from the U Drive.
For the time being, Mr. Zuniga advises people in the drop-off zone to just be cautious of their surroundings.
They also have a specialized service called paratransit, which is ADA, for ADA people, right? And so they also drop off and pick up people there. So they need accessibility, and a lot of times they can't get that because of the congestion. So please, look out for that and for them. Be careful. I know nobody's going to stop using it, so I would say be careful, be cautious of other traffic, be cautious of people crossing. Please be aware of the surroundings of the vehicles there.
In Brownsville, for UTRGV-TV, I'm Betty Lou Infante.
Texas lawmakers recently voted on raising the age to purchase tobacco from 18 to 21. Reporter Jose Guerrero has the story.
Texas is now the 16th state to raise the age on buying tobacco and nicotine products. Governor Greg Abbott signed many legislative bills that were voted on by the Texas House during the 2019 Texas legislative session. One bill that stood out amongst all was the new tobacco and nicotine bill. This bill states that residents of Texas must now be 21 years of age to purchase tobacco.
We asked the chief of police at UTRGV about his thoughts on the bill.
I mean, it is a good thing that they did by raising the age limit on being able to purchase tobacco. And I think this law actually does create at least an additional buffer between those that are in high school versus the ones that are in college.
We also asked them about smoking on campus.
What we're seeking is voluntary compliance with the rules here on the campus. Here we're a smoke-free campus. In the end, the goal is just voluntary compliance. Just there's no smoking on campus.
We then talked to Richard Costello, the Health and Safety Director at UTRGV.
I think it's an excellent idea. And any bill or any law that could decrease smoking is a plus for the environment as well as for public health. The cigarette companies, they don't care about your health. But the data is out there. I mean, cigarette smoking doesn't provide a single benefit. So any reduction in cigarette smoking is a plus.
Students then gave their opinion on the bill.
Well, I think it's a good idea so kids don't start smoking from a young age and creating health problems. I think it's pretty necessary. Tobacco is too accessible to young people, especially high school students. People may think tobacco is cool now, but it's not cool. Lung cancer, that sucks. So I think it's totally necessary.
In Brownsville, for UTRGV-TV, I'm Jose Guerrero.
Do you ever wonder how efficient our campus recycling program is? Reporter Elijah Noriega has the inside scoop on what happens to that water bottle when you throw it away.
At UTRGV, when you throw a water bottle into a recycling container, do you ever wonder where it actually ends up? I visited the Office of Sustainability to find out exactly how we are sustainable as a campus.
We have some new electric golf carts coming to school that are going to help students get around a little bit more sustainably. We also have more bicycle racks and repair stations because there's always more sustainable transportation happening on campus. And at the dining hall, there's these new reusable to-go containers that are hard plastic. So you can go pick up your food, bring it back when it's empty. You don't even have to wash it, just bring it back and then get a new one. And you don't have to use any styrofoam or any of that. So those are some great new developments.
The Office of Sustainability spoke a lot about different programs at UTRGV. Dr. Acelas, a professor known for his outstanding commitment to bring sustainable initiatives on campus like the greenhouse and the certified organic garden, took time to share his insight on what it takes to create a sustainable campus.
If you imagine the university is just like this slow-moving machine, and the students are really the passengers, right? And you guys are paying passengers. So you guys can decide, hey, look, we would like the university to go this way. It may take a little bit of political will, but I think there's some room for that. Just some examples, but really what it takes is action. I mean, students everywhere, like your age, are facing kind of some real dire predictions, right? And so what it needs is people to not just stop talking about doing stuff and just doing it.
For more ways to be involved in an active club to help combat climate change and to bring sustainability to campus, contact the Environmental Awareness Club. In Edinburgh for UTRGV-TV, I'm Elijah Noriega.
The UTRGV Dream Center hosts a networking social inviting students and staff to learn more about the center. The center serves to provide a supportive, inclusive environment for undocumented and DACA students and to supply the rest of the campus community with information on how to do so. In addition to the resources available at the center, Faculty from UTRGV's Center for Diversity and Inclusion offers a 3-week training at both campuses, instructing anyone interested in how to become a Dream Zone activist. In addition to the resources available at the center, faculty from UTRGV's Center for Diversity and Inclusion offers a 3-week training at both campuses, instructing anyone interested in how to become a Dream Zone advocate. Dream Resource Center Program Coordinator Jose Aaron Hinojosa shares some of the information offered during the sessions.
We show a video documentary during the Dream Zone advocate training, just to help people understand from different individuals what it is to be undocumented or to have DACA and what they go through and some of their challenges, but also just to shine some light on the positive work that they're doing and the goals that they have and who they are.
The training schedule can be accessed through V-Link. Coming up next on UTRGV TV, Sodexo Campus Dining Services has new features available at UTRGV. A study shows that Latinos are underrepresented in the film industry. Co-founder of the nationally acclaimed B3 Institute leaves his position as executive director, and so much more. We'll be right back.
My name is Eduardo Rodriguez. I'm with the UTRGV Exercise Science Club, and you're watching UTRGV TV.
Hey guys, my name's Aaron. I'm from AMA, and you're watching UTRGV TV. Woo!
Hey Vaqueros, I'm Gabby, one of the writers from Pulse Magazine, and you're watching UTRGV TV.
Shout out to UTRGV TV from the Environmental Awareness Club.
Hi, my name is Jared Ojeda, and you are watching UTRGV TV.
I'm Angel, I'm the sports reporter for The Rider, and I'm also a member of Alpha Psi Lambda fraternity, and you are watching UTRGV TV.
Sodexo Campus Dining Services implements new features at UTRGV. Expansions include Chick-fil-A additions, health and wellness, a snack cart, and more. Sodexo's blueprint for sustainable development, the Better Tomorrow Plan, includes policies for responsible business conduct and ethics, animal welfare, responsible sourcing, food waste, reducing carbon emissions, and more. Grubhub's campus dining feature allows you to order from on-campus restaurants ahead of time so you can skip the line and pick up your food. We'll have more details on these services and much more directly from officials in our following newscasts. A recent study examining the top 1,200 Hollywood films over the past 10 years finds that Latinos are underrepresented both in front of and behind the camera. Our chief reporter, Rocio Villalobos, has the story.
While the minority makes up 18% of the United States population and 24% of its moviegoers, the study found that only 5% of film characters are Latino. Latinos in Film breaks down representation by gender, positions held, and roles portrayed, and offers solutions in how to remedy the disparity. I caught up with Leti Leija during the 5th annual South Texas International Film Festival to discuss how the event is highlighting and supporting local talent in the predominantly Hispanic region.
We're excited because, now they have filmmaking at the high school level. We do feature some of the high school student films here at the South Texas International Film Festival because we definitely want to encourage filmmaking. Once they get out of high school, the universities here, they have an awesome film department. We just also want to be here for them.
In addition to underrepresentation on screen, the study reports that only 3% of producers behind films between 2007 and 2018 are Latino. Valente Rodriguez, who's most known for his role as Ernie in the show George Lopez, says that regardless of one's identity, they can make it in show business.
You don't have to be something specific to create art. And so as long as you're creating, you're going to be successful. Now, you might not be financially successful, but you'll be in a place where you're open to new ideas, you're open to new thoughts, you're open to working with people. And that's what it takes to be successful, not just in the movie industry, but in life as well.
Rodriguez was raised in Elsa and attended UTPA. He says he returns to the Valley whenever he can to give back to the university that gave so much to him.
I always told myself that if I ever got to a place where I could come back and make a difference in somebody else's life, because I had a lot of people that make a difference in my life, I would do that. And so to have that opportunity is amazing thing.
A co-author of the study, Stacy Smith, says that now more than ever, it's important that the Latino community is accurately and authentically portrayed in entertainment. Reporting in Edinburgh for UTRGV TV, Rocio Villalobos.
We'll have the study posted on our website if you'd like to read it. UTRGV's B3 Institute co-founder and director departs the university after working for over a decade. Juliana Quiros is in the studio to tell us more.
One very important figure, contributing faculty member and administrator. Officials say that even though he's gone from the university, his presence will still be felt through the legacy he's left behind.
He has been such a strong part of the institution.
A mentor.
Truly committed to students, committed to giving back to the community.
A community activist.
He has left the B3 Institute in a great place.
A leader who's left his legacy. Patricia McCatton, Executive Vice President for several offices at UTRGV, describes Dr. Francisco Guajardo, co-founder and former Executive Director of UTRGV's B3 Institute, with a warm smile.
What I feel Dr. Guajardo has really contributed is this deep understanding of community. He always reminds us of the humanity of everything.
On August 30th, an announcement was made on Guajardo's departure from UTRGV. The statement released by McCatton said Guajardo joined the legacy institution UTPA in 2003 and moved up the ranks from a faculty member to an administrative chair at UTRGV. Guajardo worked on several projects during his time at UTPA and UTRGV, the B3 Institute being one that has reached recognition at a national level.
The work that we have done during the early years of UTRGV and the B3 Institute is really to help faculty members develop coursework that would be delivered in Spanish or bilingually.
Guajardo says he has mixed feelings for leaving UTRGV after he says it's the place where he shaped his professional identity.
It was really a great place to work. I have so many friendships, so many relationships, and I really love the institution.
Guajardo worked with several other faculty members, such as Emi Perez. Perez saying in a statement, "One of Dr. Francisco Guajardo's greatest gifts is bringing people together. I thank him for his outstanding work with us. His daily presence in our centers is already missed."
The letter released on August 30th says that Dr. Dania Lopez Garcia is now the new interim executive director for the B3 Institute. We'll have more information on Dr. Guajardo's new career move in our following newscast. For now, in the studio, I'm Juliana Quiros.
The annual late night provided a place for students to relax and have fun while playing games and eating pizza. The UTRGV Recreation Center offered many of its services and resources to attendees.
This is one of our biggest events here at UREC, because basically a lot of students come here to meet friends, to have fun. There's going to be free food, free merchandise, and at the end of the night you're going to be able to win a free t-shirt, and you'll be able to walk out with new friends. So that's one of the biggest things that we want to have and help students, is for them to walk out with new friends, because this is the beginning of the semester.
Some activities being offered were Zumba, basketball, cycling, and more. The event took place until midnight. And here's UTRGV TV's Noticias en Español con la reportera Kim Mesa.
La transportación de Vaquero Express es utilizada por los estudiantes de UTRGV de lunes a viernes. Ya es crucial que la lanzadera se vaya a su destinación a tiempo para que los estudiantes lleguen a sus clases a tiempo. Padres y familiares se están estacionando en la sección reservada para el Vaquero Express, que recoge y deja a los estudiantes en campus. De la Fuente tiene la confianza en que pronto se arregle.
Estamos intentando que el departamento de policía nos auxilie, porque los padres de los estudiantes se estacionan donde el autobús tiene que recoger y dejar a los estudiantes. Entonces todo eso está retrasando nuestras rutas, nuestros tiempos de salida y nuestros tiempos de llegada, porque tenemos que esperar hasta que los carros de los padres se muevan del lugar.
Aunque hay un anuncio en el que dice que es exclusivamente para el Vaquero Express, los padres no están respetando y siguen obstaculizando el lugar.
Que lo más conveniente sería tener intervención de la policía, y pues ya sería un oficial ahí. Los papás no se atreverían a hacer tal acto.
Venegas dice que si la policía se involucra más, los padres van a empezar a respetar las señales y este problema se solucionará. Reportando en Edinburgh para UTRGV TV Noticias en Español, Kim Mesa.
And here's this week's police reports released to us by UTRGV PD this past week. On August 29th at 11:46 a.m., a male student made threats towards a female and male student off campus. That was discovered through an on-campus incident that was reported to the police. Upon further investigation, UTRGV detectives were able to obtain 2 arrest warrants for the male student involved in this case for terroristic threat. The male was arrested after being released from a mental health facility without incident. Detectives were able to obtain an emergency protective order for the female student involved. The male suspect was jailed in the Edinburgh City Jail and arraigned. He was later transported to the Hidalgo County Jail. On September 2nd at 11:33 p.m., an officer was dispatched to a location in a parking lot B1 in reference to 2 individuals observed on the border cameras jumping the border fence in the area. U.S. Border Patrol apprehended one of the individuals who was from Mexico. The other individual was not located. On September 4th at 6:39 p.m., a male student from the Village Apartments in the Edinburgh campus reported that since September 2018, he would receive messages via social media app on his phone from several different numbers. At times, he would engage in consensual conversations with an unknown person. The male student stated he has attempted to call back the numbers provided, but finds them to be unworking numbers. The male student wanted to file a police report for documentation purposes. It's week 3, and we have a trio of UTRGV teams to go over. We start off in DeLand, Florida, where men's soccer took on the Stetson Hatters. That's one of my favorite nicknames for a university, but that cool name was no match for the UTRGV Vaqueros, who capped off 2 goals thanks to Kyle Edwards and William Aquillo, who knocks in a penalty kick right here into the left of the net. And he's doing a little dance because he knows that his team is going to come away with the 2-0 win, which matches well with their 2-0 record following this game. But it was not their only one this weekend. The next Florida matchup was a little tougher as UTRGV faced the 15th ranked UCF Knights. Even though the Vaqueros were up against a severely powerful UCF team, they put up a really good fight. Trailing 2-0 at halftime, the Vaqueros found equalizing goals thanks to Kyle Edwards and a Lucas Moser goal that came in the 90th minute. The game stretched into double overtime before UCF broke through with the penalty kick that would give them the win. The boys now hold a 2-1 record and stay on the road against Marshall next week. Women's soccer hosted the Southern Utah Thunderbirds, and the Vaquera offense was electric. 9 different players made shot attempts for UTRGV for a total of 26 shots on the night. Only one found the net, but it was the one that mattered. Sarah Bonney continued her onslaught of the UTRGV record book with a game-winning goal in the 60th minute, which led to a 1-0 win for the Vaqueras. It's the 4th consecutive game that the Vaqueras have shut out opponents. Now enough with soccer. It's time for some volleyball. Volleyball is back, and the defending WAC regular season champions were in Corpus last week for the South Texas Showdown. The match went back and forth with each team trading the first 4 sets. UTRGV took the second set after falling behind early before a Barbara Silva kill gave the team enough momentum to charge through for the set lead. Silva led the team with a career-high 24 kills on the night as the Vaqueras prevailed 3-2. Another star in the night, Sarah Cruz. Remember the name because she's going to be a star this season. The team stayed in Texas for the UTSA Classic, and Classic it was. You see this right here? It's a Big Ten. This is the number of times that UTRGV Volleyball has defeated Big Ten opponents. Well, now it's this number, thanks to the Vaqueras' win over Maryland. The match was a back-and-forth affair, but thanks to the dual threat of Silva and Cruz, UTRGV prevailed with a 3-2 win to start the tournament. However, they would drop the next 2 games by getting swept by UTSA and Houston. Volleyball is back in action this week at the Texas A&M Invitational. That's your UTRGV TV sports highlights for this week. That's all we have for you today. But remember, if you have a story you would like for us to know about or know someone who is making an impact on campus or in the community, you can contact us through our social media or email us at tv@utrgv.edu. We have community and campus news for you every week. See you next time.